This man has never knocked nobody out cold. He's a bully. He's slow. He has no skill, no footwork. He's awkward. And I have been giving him a name. Because he fights. When he's fighting, if you ever watch him in the ring, he drags like that after his opponent. and how's a mummy gonna catch me?
And all I had to do was to go out and beat a man who had no skill, no class. Seriously, the man had no skill. I don't know why the world is so foolish to believe in him and think that I wasn't going to win.
Well, when you say you're ready to go to war right now,
I see that guy on the street, I beat him before the fight.
you'd actually take him on before the fight?
Beat him like I'm his daddy. All the basketball players out there, football players, they want to beat so bad, they want to get everybody. I'll go to Mars, I don't care.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble!
Yo, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Lights Out Sports Debates, where we dare you to debate. And today we should have a good one here, just in case whatever our contestants decide to roll up. Between CW and Casual, and obviously we'll plug their channels when we get here. And it should be this is a continuation of our Legends series debates over who's greater in this case. Obviously, we debate many things again between these players, and in this case, again, it is who takes the crown between LeBron James and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so that should be getting kicked off here shortly. And so just to kind of catch you up and kill some time before they roll up here, it's our esteemed judges, myself, D Perfect, and we have King Speech Rowe. How's he doing, Rowe?
What's going on? What's going on, guys? What's good?
Awesome.
I think if we have a tie, in case we have a tie tonight, I think that the third judge would be the audience if we do a poll, right?
Of course, yeah, 100%. Yeah, if we do have a tie for whatever reason, we'll do that, and yeah, we should have that all set there. Let me see here. Let's check and see. But yeah, we always encourage everyone to kind of give their take on. Hey, I mean, in the chat, what are your thoughts? What are your as especially before, after, and during this debate? Who do you think is the best between? And again, this isn't all time. This is just between these two. It's like, who do you have ranked higher? Is it LeBron? Is it Kareem? And more important, why? Okay, why would you have these players? What's your criteria? We harp on that every single time. We talk about being consistent, and it's more than that too. It's like these guys are always going to be or should be relatively close, right? But it's like, what are your reasonings? And again, that's the most important thing is what how you do it. Is it consistent? Does it make sense? So it already got people in the chat eager to do it there. And is that the Scott you're talking about there, King Speech?
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny if in case this is in case it takes a while. Scott, if you're ready to do Isaiah versus if you're ready to do Isaiah versus Chris Paul, I could last minute throw something together. Matter of fact, yeah, I don't even need to take notes on this. So I don't know. Just in case, look, because right now, in case the contestants they should be on their way, right? Okay, look, somebody, hold on.
No, yeah, they definitely should
Oh,
be on their way. Yes, that would be Isaiah Thomas versus CP3. That would be a
yeah.
great debate. We'll probably try to set that up one for next week because that's a good one. Scott says he's
Hmm.
ready. Woodage, I always talk about Kareem's Bucks years, like at length. That's exactly why he's, if not the GOAT, he's top three at worst, right? 100%. Underrated dominance. That's absolutely a great point. But yeah, that would be King Speech Row versus Scott. We can get that. Try to set up a doubleheader for next week. I don't know if it's going to be myself or maybe Dart taking on someone. We'll take a look. We'll figure all that out. We'll give you
All
guys great
right.
content regardless.
Sounds good. I'm ready to get back in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm taking too many L's.
Well, the cool thing though, Ro, is we'll be having like a pretty diverse set of multiple judges here, so it should shake things up a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And
Absolutely.
again, it's always fun, man. Always
Yeah.
fun debate. Always fun.
Yeah, I have a good time. I want to get another piece of CW because we had a great time the other day, a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, I had a good time debating him too. I took it easy because I know Duncan is his boy, And Akeem, and Akeem, he did not mean my best chance at a championship 31 years ago. So,
Yeah, no,
uh
I think Hakeem. I've debated for Hakeem because I think he's one of the more underrated players, and obviously there's been a lot of blasphemy against him recently.
huh.
No,
Even though Wimby, and as I said on my community post, did Wimby go to Dwight Howard to learn how to work out that post game? Did he go to Yao Ming? I mean, Yao Ming, I'm sure somewhere in China giving lessons. I mean, you wouldn't even think, right? Yao Ming is well, not his body type, but definitely his size. No, they go to Hakeem. Hakeem is still the one teaching the footwork. And his footwork was damn near perfect, man. If Mikael was giving lessons, he's another guy you should go to. So, just saying.
yeah, I don't know what like when you bring that up to a lot of these other casual channels, right? Like who just are pushing narratives like that stuff. When you say, "Hey, yeah, some of the new player or some of the players today, looked up Hakeem and some of the older players to learn," and they're like, "No, no, no, they were all plumbers." Like it's just against the rules for them to give credit at all to any other
Mm-hmm.
players,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just
And
because,
yeah,
yeah, it's
as
really
we talked
terrible.
about the evolution of the game, right? And
Yeah,
again, I show another one where old Will, who had bad knees on his last couple of years, was jumping up to block the skyhook. And you can see his hand, his hand is basically over the square above the backboard. I mean above the rim on the backboard.
yeah,
It's like
yeah, definitely.
these guys got up too, man. These guys, but according to them, evolution, that's how evolution took us billions of years to become the Homo sapiens that we are today. But in 20 years, in 20 years, well, everybody will jump 10 inches higher. That's how it works.
I want to see if we get our man Dakota Brock up in here. He has a thing against Shaq, I've noticed. So, Dakota, would you be down to kind of maybe debate one of us versus your whoever you have above Shaq, and we can debate for Shaq? That might be an interesting way of getting him involved if he's ever down for that.
And that's the thing, guys. Like I said, if anybody that wants to participate, I like to keep my show interactive. I try to, I don't want to
Mhm.
thrown on too long. But if you want to come up and debate, yeah, throw your name in the hat, man. It's just like a league, man. It's like a wrestling roster. Like anybody can, especially if you have an argument of beef, settle it out on debate.
Yeah, guys, this is what we're trying to do. We're hopefully separate this channel from a lot of others. Right? Obviously, we're not. I don't know every single YouTube sports channel out there, but as far as we go, we want to get you guys involved, not just our regulars. We know who they are. You myself, obviously, Ro, and all the people you're going to see today. We're your guys who are regular. We have no problem debating, but we want to get all you guys who have opinions in the chat. who have takes. We want to hear your voices. We want to get your opinions, and we want to make sure you guys know that you guys, it's for fun. We're not out here to like, jump on you guys and ridicule whatever. It's just a fun time. And the fun comes from the more people interacting so we can get the various takes.
Facts.
X. So, and guys, I apologize for the delay. Again, we're still waiting for the esteemed contestants. And hey, this was I gave them the info well ahead of time, reinforced it about 3 days ago, then 2 days, then last night. So we love them, but they're not the earliest of birds here. So we'll see if otherwise I can just freestyle and debate row on something. But yeah, this is hopefully we'll be able to judge whatever's happening here. But let me check in on some. But bro, really fast here. Obviously we seeing there's continuous, Mike and Kobe slander going on other channels here. But hold on one second. Oh, we got C-Dub. Let me get him up. What up, C-Dub?
What's going on, guys? Sorry, I'm late.
Hey, it's all good, man. You pulled up. That's what matters. We appreciate that. And hey, you know what? You're late, but casual is even later.
Well, if you like me, I was trying to put some finishing touches. I still didn't get all I wanted written down, but I think I got enough to pull this one out.
Okay, yeah, it's always good to hear. Let me see if I can reach out to this man again. And again, I made sure he knew all about it, everything else. But we shall see.
Okay, how long are the rounds? I wasn't sure about.
So I was planning on just doing this typical format, 3-minute rounds. But if you have a request, like maybe
that's good. That's good.
Is that good for you? Okay.
Yeah, that's good for me.
Okay. Yeah, I could hear an argument for 3:30, but I think 3 is perfect.
Yeah, no, I think 3 is for this one. It'll be perfect for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, to the chat again. You see the topic here. CW is going to be debating for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Casual, whenever he gets here, is going to be debating for LeBron James. And again, just to reinforce, this is not a where they rank. It's just that they rank higher than one another. Okay, so that's an important factor to take into this debate there. Keep that in mind, okay? In case we had to pull up to you with, and ask your opinion on the outcome. So we'll give Casual a couple minutes here. But we were talking, we were just shooting the shit here, CW, about me and me and Ro were talking about how we trying to get all of our collective channels or the people who are usually in our chats to participate. And hey, feel free to call us out. Feel free to ask us for debates, right?
Yeah. Hey, I'm 100% behind that because you guys help drive the channel. So you should. I don't mind any input on any of these channels because that makes it more fun. Because if you guys are interacting, then we feel like we're doing our job by being up here. So
that's bad.
Yeah, 100%.
And we don't do the same 3 topics, like other channels.
We actually like basketball.
Yeah. Also, guys, if you haven't, when I started really collabing with these guys and also CW, I went to Goatcast Hoops and checked out. He puts out a pretty consistent stream of context, and I was checking out really CW the videos you've made in the last couple of weeks. Specifically like the have to do with like the LeBron commercial, whether or not Mike's the GOAT, his Wizards years. All that was great content, like greatly narrated, broken down. So I advise everyone to check that out. Oh, Casual's here. Let's go. Let's get him here. 1 second.
Hey, what is supposed to debate Shaq versus the free throw line? That's a hell of a debate.
What up, Casual? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's good? My fault for being late, guys. Lady Love told me I needed to put some clothes up.
We was about to throw Scott in there to sub for you, Cash. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hell no.
Throw him up there, yeah, man.
Hell no.
Well, we got the contestants, guys. We've hyped them up 3 times now, and now we're gonna get a party rolling. Again, this is Kareem versus LeBron. Who is greater all time? You got Kareem represented by the indomitable CW, and the legendary Casual will be repping LeBron James. And again, this is going to be 3 3-minute rounds. The judges are myself and King's Speech Road today. And obviously, it's going to switch up from time to time, but today that's what you got. And right now, we always, since I'm the host here, usually I ask, but you guys can work it out. Who would like to go first? Who would like to go second? You guys can chop that up.
I think C-Dub lost last time, right?
I did.
Yeah,
barely.
You gotta loss is a loss, C-Dub. Loss is a loss.
Hey,
between you guys or between or whatever, like the last actual debate?
Yeah, I lost to you. When we did the what was it?
The Kareem or LeBron.
Yeah, playoff performance.
Also LeBron Kareem.
That's crazy.
Well, hey, that being said, what would you like to do, Casual? First or second?
Second.
Second, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think CW is in his comfort zone going first, so he leads off pretty strongly. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give you a 5-second counter countdown, CW, and then when I say or when you hear that, just feel free to go. When you start speaking, I will start the stopwatch. 1 second here. Okay, so we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, I'm ready. So I'm gonna be reading some stuff, guys. So because my memory is just not where it used to be. But we're talking Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the captain. But today we're gonna call him the GOAT. If he's not the greatest center in NBA, then he's not far behind. And the only person I would technically put before him is Bill Russell. But if we're going to put somebody above him, but as we know, he was the scoring leader for almost not quite 40 years, but for a while. And he finished with 38,387 points, but he did that on 28,307 field goal attempts. A points per attempt rate that tells you everything about how he scored, not by volume, but he did it all by precision. These are less field goal attempts than Kobe, than Karl Malone, who are all high up there, Michael Jordan, and even the one that is the scoring leader, LeBron James. So he did this with precision. That efficiency is reinforced by advanced metrics. Kareem sits at the top of the all-time win shares list, roughly 273.4. He owns a true shooting mark north of 59%, and he collected 6 MVPs and 6 championships throughout those years. All elite outputs in 2 of the most important categories, individual dominance and team outcomes. Now we can compare that to LeBron. LeBron will surpass Kareem on raw stats. Okay. Total points and minutes. He plays in a faster era with more possessions. But volume without efficiency is not the full story. LeBron has had to take noticeably more field goal attempts to get his totals. And his career true shooting percentage is roughly the same. He's got 59% also. Kareem has 59.2%. But it underscores the point I'm trying to make is Kareem made more of fewer opportunities. Slower pace. We know that. LeBron does have a higher PER, but that does better with the current era than it does with, back before the merger. So, but it doesn't erase the fact that Kareem has more win shares. That's a measure of value to team wins across eras. So that favors Kareem. He was an 11-time All-Defensive Player to LeBron's 6, showing he could get it done on both ends. 15-time All-NBA, only missing that accolade 5 times in his 20-year career. He was durable. He played 20 full seasons, averaged close to 78 games per year in a far more physical era, and remained a top offensive option into his late 30s and 40s. That longevity plus elite efficiency equals sustained dominance. And of course, we know he was not the creator, but the master of the sky hook. It was an advantage that he could use throughout the years.
And that is time.
All right.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all. I mean, I pretty much got what I wanted out.
Like, that's it. That was great information here, and we'll see. Casual's time to answer, and I will give you the same countdown. Casual, give me a quick second here. All right, Casual, we got you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Go ahead, Casual.
My fault. My
you're
fault.
muted.
I was muted. I was muted.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I'll reset your time. Go ahead, man.
Okay, my fault. Everything that C-Dub mentioned is absolutely fine to mention, especially as an NBA fan. These are two of the creme de la creme when it comes to the standard of what excellence for a sustained amount of time looks like. However, we're not talking about the GOAT. We're just talking about LeBron being better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And when we go and look at this analytical comparison, LeBron James has played officially more games than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar while averaging 3 points more than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar obviously being, a very respectable, if not one of the greatest rebounders of all time, has him in that category. However, when we come to facilitating, LeBron James is one of the greatest facilitators in NBA history, specifically a few tiers above Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. When we're talking about the steals, LeBron James has that category. When we're talking about the variety of ways in which he could score the basketball, both from the 2-pointers and from the threes, LeBron James has exceeded Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in that category as well. And that's before we get into the overall point of him outdoing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the one case that he once had, which was he had the all-time scoring record. Once LeBron James broke that record, it sort of did away with almost all of the arguments that you could be able to make for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so I will end this round mentioning that under the exact merit that we're using to crown Jordan, Bron, Kobe, Bill Russell as the GOAT, if we follow that same case, Kareem honestly does not have a case that stacks up to LeBron, because when we mention these players and having a case for the GOAT, we mention their competition, their dominance, their longevity, their playoff translation, and the ability to overcome an obstacle. And I'll mention in the second round, but these are things that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar cannot say that he has done to the tune of exceeding LeBron James.
All right, you see your time there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Strong rebuttal from Control there. And again, pay attention to this chat. Again, we might need your help there. It's 2 strong opening rounds. And let me go ahead and grab the time here. And yeah, go ahead. CW, whenever you're ready, I'll start the clock when you start talking.
All right. All of that was great. And helps LeBron in this case. But let's talk about setbacks or obstacles. I think you mentioned that word. And this goes before Kareem even got into the NBA. The NCAA, college basketball, banned the dunk because he was so good. They had to put something in his way to keep him from just completely dominating. So that's where his fundamental background of basketball, which had him master the skyhook, came into play. And even with that obstacle in his way, he went on to win 3 college championships. I know that's not NBA, but the fact that he was given something that he could easily have done, and they took it away and made him have to reinvent his game, and he was still able to do that at a high level, speaks volumes on how great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is or was. But let's look at that rule set. And I know that's a college rule set, but if that happened to LeBron, that's over 4,000 points he loses, as he currently has 2,088 dunks to date. So yeah, so that would be somewhat detrimental to his game. But we're going to contrast the style of the two. LeBron is dominant because of his physical gifts that not everyone has. He has power, speed, and the ability to finish through contact. But roughly a third of LeBron's attempts have come from within 3 feet. So he draws defenders, he bullies to the rim, and converts through contact. Phenomenal for modern era. But Kareem's style was mastery of the interior with fundamentals, footwork, placement, spacing, and a release point defenders could not match. The sky hook required no downhill runway. He didn't have to rely on athleticism. And it was something he could use from the first day he came into the league to the last day he left because he had worked on that so much. And to me, that's high basketball IQ to know that even when I'm not the top athletic player, I have a move that is virtually unguardable. He won an MVP in a season where his team didn't even make the playoffs. I know that sounds crazy, but he was that good that the league said, we can't give it to nobody else because this guy is just dominating and doing everything just about on the court. To the argument that modern competition is deeper and more athletic, league is more global and faster, but Kareem fought Hall of Fame centers, elite forwards every season. Wilt Chamberlain, Elvin Hayes, Moses Malone, Hakeem Olajuwon, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, and he adapted to league style, shifting from, just the post play to quicker perimeter play in the 80s.
And that is time. All right. So we've got reset here, and you guys heard it again. Strong. That was CW's second round. Good stuff there. And Casual, whenever you are ready, I will begin your time for round 2.
So it's interesting that you fell right for the trap. You mentioning Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's college career, exactly what I mean when I'm saying that by the same merit that we use to crown every other all-time great for having a case to be a legitimate greatest of all time, the GOAT. We don't go to college or high school for them. When we talk about Jordan's accomplishments, we, if ever, bring up his North Carolina days. When we talk about Kobe Bryant having a legitimate case to be the GOAT, we never mention his high school career. When we talk about Bill Russell, we don't mention what he did prior to coming into the NBA. When we talk about LeBron, we don't mention his high school accolades. So us having to do that for Kareem, if you have to bring outside the NBA accomplishments to make his case, it kind of defeats the purpose at that point. I think we all can agree. Secondly, you taking away points as well actually is hilarious because even if you took away 2,000 points, it would still be 2,000 up on Kareem all time in scoring. So Kareem still would have lost the actual statistical category that makes his case in the NBA and NBA wise. That's one. But let's stay back on the obstacles that he faced. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got the privilege to play alongside an all-time great in Oscar Robertson. He was able to win a championship, able to make a conference finals appearance, and he was by many argued as the next coming as the greatest of all time. By the time we get to 75 and Oscar Robertson retires, the Bucks falter to a 38-44 record. Mind you, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was able to maintain enough games to play in 81 games that season. They missed the playoffs, winning 38 games out of that season. The Bucks fell apart and missed the playoffs after making the finals. Now, I ask you guys, if Michael Jordan was to miss the playoffs during his prime, what would you guys say? If LeBron James missed the playoffs during his prime, what would you guys have said? When Kobe Bryant missed the playoffs in 2005, even with him only playing 60 games, what was the narrative on him? But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doesn't get held accountable for that. Fast forward another year, he demands a trade to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. Mind you, this is a Los Angeles Lakers team that actually is very formidable. They're very formidable. He decides to go over to play alongside Lucius Allen, Gail Goodrich, who was still a fringe 20-point per game scorer. He's playing alongside Pat Riley and Cassie Russell and Kermit Washington. This team, mind you, was a 30-win team the year prior. However, if my opponent is going to be...
And that is time. All right, guys. You heard those second rounds, fiery second rounds coming out here from our contestants. And this should be a banger of a third round. And they're going to let it all out and bring it on home. And so whenever you want, C-Dub, start talking. I will start your time.
All right. And yeah, I'm gonna try to bring it on home. And I think this will pretty much end it for this. But the reason why I brought up his college career is because it showed that no matter what rule change you threw at him, he was still going to be a great player on the court. That was the point of that. But let's give some context to Kareem. He dominated in his era in three complementary ways. He outperformed peers on a per possession basis. He accumulated wins as a direct engine of team success, and he altered opponent game plans every night. He won the scoring title twice during those years, block title 4 times, rebounding once, and field goal percentage once. If you're the greatest or one of the greats, you should have multiple seasons where your stats outdo your contemporaries, which he did multiple times to LeBron, who has 1 scoring title and 1 assist title in 22 seasons. In the playoffs, he led in scoring 5 times, blocks 6 times, and rebounding once. And then let's go back to his blocks. His blocks weren't even tallied his first 4 seasons. So he ended his career with 3,189 all-time blocks. However, if we do the math and multiply the number of games he played those first 4 seasons with at least 2 blocks, he was a career 2.6 blocks per game. So that's not crazy that he would get 2 blocks his first 4 seasons each season. He becomes the league's all-time leading block man by 1 block over Hakeem, which by that he becomes, in my opinion, because it's tangible, we have the stats, the greatest two-way player leaving the game at a time with the most points and most blocks. He dominated with high efficiency, low turnover, and he had pretty much the most unstoppable weapon in the game, the sky hook. It was indefensible. His win shares lead is no fluke. It's the statistical echo of 40 years of game control. LeBron's era counts more possessions and more threes that helps counting stats, but Kareem's superiority in per attempt scoring, his greater MVP and championship count, his sustained excellence across 2 distinct decades, the fact that he literally forced rule changes and strategic shifts. I mean, you can't really say that he's not, if he's not the GOAT, he's easily in that conversation. I think he's easily in that conversation over LeBron James. That's my time.
All right. Almost right on the money there. Great third round by CW. And let me go ahead and reset this here. And yeah, your turn for the finale here, Casual, whenever you'd like.
Okay, so his competition that he was able to, and his peers that he was able to outproduce, a large portion of the players that he was able to outproduce weren't even there full time, and the ones that could have given him a run for his money didn't come into the late 70s. So that is not something that LeBron James can say that he had. He was able to outproduce his peers because Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal or Kevin Garnett is sitting over in a whole different league playing. So that's 1. 2, there's crack problems that was running. I don't know why we keep like moving around this reality. The NBA was dealing with a crack problem. So a lot of the people that Kareem is dominating, quote unquote, is doped up. And the ones that aren't doped up are actually coming to his team in the Los Angeles Lakers, like Bob McAdoo. Or he's able to play alongside all-time talent in Adrian Dantley. Or he's able to play alongside help that is at the top of the league in a Lou Hudson, a Norm Nixon, a Gail Goodrich, once again, Spencer Haywood, Bob McAdoo, John McGlock, Jamal Wilkes, James Worthy, Magic Johnson, Michael Cooper, Oscar Robertson, Byron Scott. Like how I don't know how we are like moving the goalposts to us acting as if the case that he can make is not a greater case that LeBron can supersede. These are not arguments that we are looking at and saying that Kareem is not great because of these arguments. He's just not greater than LeBron James. That's all that is. And then as far as rules changing due to Kareem's excellence, I said this last time we were talking about Wilt Chamberlain. Rules are going to change when you're in an era of basketball that is developing. If Shaquille O'Neal was in that era dunking, they would have changed the rules for him as well. All of these cases that are being made for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being better than LeBron James, you could flip it around, and an even better argument can be made for LeBron James being over Kareem. And so I just finished this off saying this. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of the greatest players of all time. He has an argument to be third all time. When we're talking about players like LeBron James, the exact arguments that are being made for Kareem goes straight to LeBron.
Okay. So again, fiery third round from both guys there, both contestants, and the chat. You heard it, what they had to say. And, what'd you guys think? Tell it in the chat. Give us your opinions. And before Ro and I sound off on our verdicts, I'll ask CW and Casual, but CW first. How do you think this overall went? How do you feel? And what do you think is going to happen?
I feel pretty confident. Stumbled a few times, and I didn't get all my points. And I wanted to kind of I wanted to counter some of his stuff a little better, but that's the way debates go. But I thought it went well. I could see it going either way. I think this was pretty close. Each round was kind of he got me on some of these counters. So yeah.
All right. I thought it was a great debate. Casual, what are your thoughts?
It was a good debate. CW, you fell for the trap when you went to him overcoming obstacles. And I should have went to Moses Malone faster, but I felt like
the counter with that. I knew.
Yeah,
I argued that. I even debated that when we had our debate about about Nate Thurman. Kind of
having his way. Yeah. Anybody that had muscle, it was crazy. But no, I think it was a fun debate. It was a great debate, and I think that we did as good of a job that you could trying to tell the story of LeBron and Kareem as well as possible. It's I'm a little disappointed that we were stuck on Kareem more than anything. That's partially my fault. Should have shined the light a little bit more on LeBron's greatness, but great debate nonetheless.
Yeah,
absolutely. And last time we were judges, I think I sent it off first. So, Ro, why don't you lead us off? Tell us what you thought and give us your ultimate verdict.
All right, so I'm gonna do back and forth as it happened. So CW in round one, he started off strong with letting us know that Kareem was an elite center. Talked about the points total, right? Obviously, knowing that LeBron, we all know that LeBron passed them, so set up the number. But he talked about how it was more efficient, right? He talked about the championships, the MVPs, the dominance, true shooting percentage, how he had the edge on LeBron, because we all know that that's an important stat that is now kind of looked at it today, where he still has the edge. The PER, okay, he made up for the fact that LeBron has the PER by using the error dominance. Then this is where I think he had his strongest point. First round, he talked about the win shares. Then he talked about the all NBAs plus all NBA defensive edge, right? Again, he talked about the 20 seasons, averaging 78 games a season. We all know that as players get older, they have the injuries. So that right off the bat, even adjusted for those 2 lockout seasons and a pandemic season or whatever, that is higher than LeBron's, right? And then he talked about the sky hook. So he set up his next round talking about the lethal weapon. And Kaz, he came out. He set up his link. Kaz is the rebuttalist. I can see that. And me as a fellow rebuttalist, I can appreciate that style, right? So again, he he did knock down some of C-Dub's talking points. Rebound, explained the rebounding deficit by saying he had more assists. Good point. Where I think Kaz tripped up, and again, it's a good way to seed your time. That's good for style points. It's like, but my thing is, I didn't think he really built an argument. He brought up other players. He brought up other, certain accomplishments. But I didn't think he really set up what LeBron did otherwise, right? Okay, so now it's round 2. So I get that round to CW. Round 2, CW spoke on the college adversity and right how they changed the rules, but it just made him go to another dominant move, the sky hook, which is what he took into the NBA. And then by the time you get in the NBA, you had both dunking and sky hook, which made him that much more of a dominant player. So they changed the game on him, and he still dominated. Won 3 championships. Forget the championships because as we know, Kareem had his share in the NBA. He spoke on LeBron losing his bread. Like, what would happen if LeBron lost his bread and butter, which is dunking, attacking the rim? How many points he would have lost, being that you can't, you took away a dunk from LeBron, how much he would have lost. But of course, that didn't happen in the NBA. He still has it, but still, the 4,000 point, disparity would have kind of made up for what they are, at this point in their careers. Okay, then he also talked about Kareem's scientific game, the footwork, how he dominated in the post. So a real strong round. Kaz, now again, he attacked the college career argument, but I think he kind of missed the point. And it may be, I think he kind of missed the point by saying that Kareem had to bring another part of his game, and then was able to bring both dominant moves into the league and was able to dominate for that. So now I'm looking for him to build a LeBron. He brought up a lot of other players in competition, but I'm still looking for him to make a LeBron case. He did talk about how Kareem missed the playoffs in his prime. And I'm assuming he meant under 20, under the age of 30. I believe Kareem was. Yeah, Kareem didn't hit 30 yet in that 76. But he said LeBron never missed the playoffs in his prime years. I mean, he did miss it at 34, but okay, Then he ran out of time before he could land his plane, I believe. But I think I gave C-Dub that round. So okay, C-Dub now comes home with again, he clarified the college career case argument. One like he was trying to throw it in his favor, he was just explaining, okay. Then he brought up the stat titles. That's a big thing for the guy who, again, if we're going to talk about stats being a part of your thing, well, he has 5 the scoring titles, the blocks titles, the rebounding titles, right? As opposed to LeBron having 1 and 1 assist and point. Really strong argument when it comes to blocks, being that Kareem played multiple years where blocks weren't counted. So he hypothetically uses his career averages to those first few years. And then he showed how, hypothetically, if they counted blocks those years, he would have the all-time blocks title. So being that high on the list, even though he had a portion of his career not on that, it builds to another title, especially considering the rebounding advantage. Again, he brought up the high efficiency, low turnovers. Low turnovers, which can explain how he got his points without giving the ball away. He got his points on less shots. He explained the 3-point line. You didn't have a 3-point line, plus he's a center. Reads are not actually shoot. He talks about the rule changes, the disadvantages, and then he completed his argument, and then he ceded some time. All right. So now, Kaz, again, I dig rebuttals. There were a couple of holes, but here's the thing. I was waiting for you for 3 rounds to build the LeBron argument. You named a lot of Kareem's teammates. Am I to assume that LeBron didn't have any teammates? Any Hall of Famers? You talked about the crack problem. Crack was invented in the 80s. Cocaine was out in the 70s, but crack didn't really hit the scene until the 80s. So considering Kareem's career started in the late 60s, that's about at least 12 to 13, 14 years where, but yes, okay, you did the strong point you made about the ABA, having guys in the ABA, and then, they had to merge. They didn't merge to 76. So you have 7 years with a lot of competition in a different league. Good point there. Again, I was waiting for a LeBron build. I was waiting for you to explain to me where LeBron is superior. And again, you brought up teammates, you brought up competition. Good point on the competition with the split league. But by the same token, it was like, okay, well, I'm not to assume that Kareem everybody was in the ABA, or was it half and half? Or, didn't really get into that explanation. And then again, they eventually all got into the same league. The league blossomed for that, came into the modern era. But yeah, I really didn't. I was waiting for a LeBron argument, and I never got it. So I gave it 3-0 to CW.
Okay. So you heard that, chat. What do you guys think? Type in below. I think both of you guys made fantastic points. I thought there was also a lot of meat on the bone, left on the bone on both sides. Just personally there, just because obviously these players have been so thoroughly vetted up and down, left and right by all of us, right? I thought that both of you guys started off really strong. Great points made. Let's see, by CW bringing out. First, he started to go down the advanced metric route a little bit, which is fair. Highlighted some of Kareem's dominance in the 70s, which I think is the main. That's always the main go-to for me if I'm like debating Kareem, just because you really, I think he could have highlighted a little bit more about how we've never really seen. I don't care what the competition was there. We've never seen a stretch of dominance like that. Statistically, for a 10-year stretch, right? Statistically, analytically, as far as the MVPs go, and could have really highlighted that. But you touched a little bit on that, and how he had some titles there. Obviously, came in there, and then that's before he was really a full-time Laker. And then Casual let off, and you highlighted, Ro. Casual let off with some great points about how LeBron was more efficient in more ways, right? And that matters. I think that that's a good point where you highlighted he could score in more ways, which is fair. Obviously, you have different styles based upon your physical description, your height, your weight, the position you play. 100%. LeBron, I think, is like you highlighted, was he gets his points and has been doing that for an uninterrupted amount of time, and in various ways, which I think isn't the end all be all, but it's important. And you highlighted that well. I also think that now I did give the first round to CW, or to Casual there, because I think that was a great point where he kind of contrasted what CW said about Kareem's points, his dominance, by saying what, LeBron really has done a better job statistically in arguably fewer games by doing a little bit more on the offensive end or in various ways. But I think it was a very close round. Round two, I thought was one of the. It was a good round. I thought it was both against the weakest rounds, just because it was kind of a reiteration on you kind of went in on the other players there. And I thought that, like you talked about how, Kareem was, or as Ro pointed out there, Kareem was, changing rules, getting rule changes. He was doing things, without, the best help or whatever. And then Casual actually pointed out how he was playing with different guys, and, he was, how we kind of fell in the trap where we don't actually consider or care. About in this kind of a debate about college and high school, or how that goes, because we really don't, hold every other player or use that right to any other player to hype them up in the GOAT debate or to improve their all-time rankings, right? We don't really use their college career. Not that I'm saying it's not important, but I thought that was a great counter rebuttal. I also did give that one to Casual, but just because I think there was so much left on the bone about how you could have actually just highlighted much more about how Kareem beats LeBron in a lot of ways. Like you could talk about how, during his 5-year stretch, he probably outperforms LeBron analytically. You could talk about his overall dominance as far as, the MVPs, just the sheer amount of accolades. I would have harped a little bit more on the two-way aspect and nature of it, especially during some of the heads up things that, but I thought Casual also had a great point later on about how his best competition, LeBron's, he had to face head on. He came into a league full of prime guys, right? Like he was facing prime Kobe. He was facing still dominant Shaq. Later on, he was facing Garnett. He was going head up against Duncan. He was going up against Steph Curry, against, all these guys like Marcelo, Dirk. All these guys that we consider maybe top 10, top 20, top, 25. LeBron was doing that. Kareem's prime competition objectively maybe wasn't there. And I thought that was a great highlight. So I gave that round to Casual. Third round I thought was CW's best by far, highlighting a lot of different combination Kareem had. His overall statistical dominance. I did like the point about how even if you divide and take away a lot of his points, if you divide it, I thought that was a great mathematical equation or prospect there because the point that they did play in different eras, different schemes, different roles, different pace. That is a relevant talking point if you can bring it to fruition and land a plane with it, right? Because not all stats, not all eras, not all paces are the same, so that affects it. But I thought he did a great job of highlighting that point there and kind of bringing it home where Kareem was just highlighting just how dominant was. And I looked for to kind of play on Rose. I looked for Casual to kind of juxtapose that to kind of counter, and highlight a little bit more of LeBron's overall statistical dominance. Like how does he rank to his position all time statistically in the major statistical categories versus how Kareem does, and he actually smokes Kareem in there. We're talking about overall rebounds, points, assists, blocks, steals. Field goal percentage. LeBron comes out on top there if you compare him straight up to the positions. But also, you could have mentioned that Kareem is the only top 10 player in NBA history to have won a chip while playing with that league's or that year's MVP, that year's Finals MVP, and that year's DPOY. No one else has ever done that. And I mean, you're talking about their help. You could have emphasized that Kareem arguably had the most help in NBA history. But that being said, again, I think CW had a fantastic round, finished strong, but I did give the debate to Casual overall because I thought that he did a little bit better job, I thought, of just rebuttaling some of these points there. I thought there was some meat left on the Kareem bone. Pause. But also, I just thought that overall, I thought it was like, he did enough to win. But great debate overall. Like I said, it's really splitting hairs here to me when you have two great basketball minds just, putting this together. And also, it's 3 minutes. If we gave these guys a forum, who knows what they come up with, right? Because they're so good.
3 minutes to get your ass.
Yeah, their 3 minutes is good. I had interrupted each of them at least once. Just like obviously they come prepared, and obviously they can't get all their thoughts out. But they're well versed in these players up and down, left and right, as they demonstrate in their shows. But we have what would become a tie, and we'll try to break it maybe in the. We have just a couple people here in the chat, but who do you guys think won? Who do you guys think took it home? And like I said, you heard our reasoning. You heard us say why, and obviously, I think it was an extremely close debate. What do you guys think here as far as Woodage, Dakota Brock? You guys get to be the Dakota Brock says CW. Okay, Woodage, are you there? What do you say? You can be the ultimate. You can send us off to a tie because we do accept ties here. Or do you agree with Dakota Brock? Let me give you 5 seconds.
I do want to just I want to just let everybody know in case is because I do understand like the way in which people speak about it. It seems like they're two different entities. Cocaine is crack. Crack is a cocaine. They the way in which they cooked it up during the mid 70s to the early 80s is different, but the substance themselves, crack cocaine, it is one entity. So I wanted to make that clear so
You
that
can
I
talk
don't want
more
any.
basketball.
Yeah, no. 'cause
Yeah, no, I mean,
when I
look,
heard
look.
that, I was like, wait, does he think that like they're like two different drugs?
No. I trust me, sir. I know. I know. What we know is that the crack epidemic is because crack you have to smoke the rock. It is a lot more addictive that way. And you talk about somebody who grew up in the crack era. So I seen the crack zombies. You still see them a little bit and all that. So it
Were you
became
selling during that
now.
time?
Well,
Oh wow,
yeah.
that's right.
Was I what?
Were you
No,
slinging? Or no?
don't answer that
Oh, was I
question.
slinging? Oh, hell no, man.
Don't
Oh,
answer
hell
that
no.
question.
But
Don't answer
it
that
was
question.
slung. I saw it slung. I'll tell you that much. I saw it slung. I got to the point where I couldn't ride. Back in the 80s, we had the big wheel. And we put our big wheels in my basement.
If nobody tells you, someone who has been in the medical field and had to learn the different substances of drugs, crack cocaine is one entity. The difference is the way in which they made it.
Exactly, and the way it's consumed. So yeah, but the thing is too is like, okay, you brought it up, but it's like, well, and then you try to make it like, well, all the Lakers were clean and everybody like, I mean, I just thought it was a crazy argument, and especially.
But you made it. But you no, it's okay. It's okay.
No. Because again, like I said, when you say crack,
yeah, because I'm about to say I'm not finna like.
We're gonna have a cocaine versus crack debate.
If that's because it's like the way in which you interpreted the way that I said things versus how you interpreted what C-Dub was saying is like, I don't know, but it's whatever.
But I just wanted. Well, I know it's 3-minute rounds, but the way you made it seem, even with that, the way you made it seem is that everybody else not on the Lakers was smoking it, or you taking it, and the Lakers were all clean.
I brought that in relevant to the competition argument in terms of how he was dominant against his peers. So I brought that up towards that. Having his teammates that weren't on crack, that is a separate point. It's a separate point.
Okay.
And even then, some of them dudes were still on crack.
Yeah.
And was able to still come through and play on the team.
Listen. We all know that a guy like LT could go back 10 years later was coke. He even admitted he was coked up, knocking the hell out of Joe Montana. So I know I get it. I get the drug problem. Again, maybe you should have just said it a little bit more succinct. There was a drug problem rampant in the league, but But
I just want to say this in the chat.
The main thing is I was waiting for because it seemed like I had
that aspect I do not disagree with. I should have made an effort during one of those rounds to just purely give flowers or point out the excellence of LeBron on why he is not just superior to Kareem, but why he is his case for being the greatest of all time. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
I know
watching the Bud fight last night, right? It seemed like just looking because it's the first time I watched every round of a fight, and actually because I knew it was probably going to the scorecard, neither was going to knock each other out. And I actually tried to judge the fight myself, and for what I saw, right? And I'm just, damn, this is another cross-border analogy. But it was like, I thought you were kind of baiting him in for like some strong counters, and you threw good punches, but I didn't think any knocked out CW's argument, because CW did lean with a couple of his arguments, and so I was kind of just judging the way I judged the Canelo fight last night. Bud was a great counterpuncher last night. Canelo tried to.
Oh my god!
Hey, this is what I want to say.
I know one thing: I'm not going first if I debate Castro again, because they're brothers, man.
Now you know, man. You got to pick it. I'm a rebuttalist myself.
Yeah, he was ready for all of that.
Dig it, but I just didn't.
You know what I learned though from our last debate is, against CW, you have to be a rebuttaler, because you can't just let him have his, because he'll make fantastic points and you can't just sit there and do fantastic points because they'll make better points than you.
C-Dub
so-
and Dart is the same person in terms of how they choose, like this style of debate. You'll be rebuttaling that shit, and they'll just carry on, like they'll be like, man, Michael Jordan averaged 30 in 93. You'd be like, LeBron averaged 32 in 2006. He'd be like, fair point. Anyway, so then LeBron, he'll be like, nigga, what? Let's fight back. What the fuck?
Well, that's effective though, because you don't let him get off track. And sometimes if you spend all your time rebuttaling, then it takes away from your argument for your player sometimes, unless you kind of tie it in. And like CW, just like he's unfazed, he lets that go. And I mean, it's effective, I think, a lot of the time. But this is what I want to say to the chat really fast. And this is the only time I'm not going to say all allowed because that sounds weird. But like when I'm a judge, or I can't speak for anyone else, but that I will entertain and basically say, okay, that's fair. The who had more help and / what era they played in argument. Normally, I say I don't care. I don't use that in my all-time rankings. But when you're doing head-to-head, who's greater, I think it's fair game. Okay, because there's context with all of that. And if you can nuance it, if you can context it, and you can land the plane successfully and make an argument that's not just biased, right? And it's objectively speaking, then there's a lot to be had there, right? And I think they did a great job of that in their own ways. And so that you heard today, guys, you heard a masterclass of them kind of delving into that. And so whatever you take away, whoever you think won, study these debates, take it away. And if you guys have to debate or write or talk about these players at all, feel free to reference this, because you'll never get better talking points from any of their show really than when you listen to guys like CW, Casual, all these other guys that we talk to. Like they'll give you these talking points, whereas normally you only hear things like, I like this player, he's my favorite because, or this guy sucks because I like this other player. We don't do that here. So what you heard here is just, regardless of who we thought what it looks like, only one person's going to vote. So I think that means that Casual took the W today because Brock broke the tie. And so,
oh shit.
But regardless,
so he voted
Casual gets the dub.
Go Cash.
Yeah, go Cash. Well earned. And like I said, guys, take this away, store this in the archives, and reference it whenever you need great talking points about these players in general, right? Because all it is information versus information. So use it however you want.
Are we opening up the panel? If anybody still in the chat want to come?
Yeah, let me go ahead and absolutely see if we can get any other in here. Okay, so you getting their viewpoints. But hey, again, guys, I just want to reiterate, fantastic debate. It never ceases to not amaze me, because I know how you guys are, but it's refreshing to actually be around people who are able to talk the game, are able to actually come up. And we don't give people enough credit, right? It's easy to sit on a panel where you outnumber whoever's there and scream at them and yell at them for 2 hours, right? And just say not refute any of their points, and not to have them just say fuck your point, not really address anything people say in a logical, intelligent way. And it's even harder to come up with a formatted debate style where you don't choose the topic's chosen for you, and you just put together the information in a way that you have to abide by a time limit. You have to make it make sense, and you have to outdo the other person. That's hard. It's hard to be good at it. And these two are among the best that I've had the pleasure of working with / debate / compete against. And so just want to give them their flowers.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. No doubt.
Also flowers to Roe too, because he's up there too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What are y'all doing next week, y'all? Figure
next week, CW, I talked to you guys about. I hope that if you guys are free, Dart will be back. I was hoping that Casual and CW, if you guys were free, maybe you guys would have the honor of judging. Because I know I'm going to debate someone probably, whether that's Dart or if I debate Roe, we'll chop it up. But yeah, if you guys wanted to judge, we were probably going to do a double header next
Okay.
weekend, and you guys would be welcome to join, obviously.
Yeah, I
Okay.
should be available.
It is a bit.
Well, since
Awesome.
you guys love talking about health, and I don't know if anybody pulled up to the panel. You remember the game we played on my show on Thursday about the health? Would y'all
Yes.
want to do? I'm looking at a series right now. Would y'all want to do one? Guess the series, and guess who won?
Guess the series.
So I'm gonna put up the basic numbers of a playoff series, right?
Mhm.
All I'm gonna let you know now, and I'm not gonna do the decade. What I'm gonna do is pre-2000, post-2000. Is that good? So
It's gonna be tough, but
this is a pre-2000s second round series.
Okay.
All right. So let me start. Player A, the superstar A, or the lead player A. 28.7 points, 11.7 rebounds, 1.4 assists, with a true shooting percentage of 535. His nearest help,
True shooting percent of 535. What is that? 50.
535. I'm gonna write that down for the chat if anybody in the chat, because let's see, 535 true shooting percentage. All right.
I'm trying to.
Player.
By the way,
so
guys,
players-
not to interrupt, we have the
Right.
link is in the chat, guys. If anyone wants to hit that, join us, and feel free.
Cause yeah, I mean, I'm doing this because I'm trying it out. I want to like perfect it, but I'm looking at this series, so I just said, hey, let's try this now. So it's the pre-2000 second round series. Won't tell you how many games it went. Maybe you can figure it out. All right. So let's see. We'll look at the true shooting. Okay, so I'm good. All right, player B. 23. He was the leading scorer. 23.1 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.2 steals, 558 true shooting percentage. All right. So player A's help 20.3 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, 1.9 blocks, 534. Player B next help 19.3 points a game, 3.4 rebounds, 16.4 assists, 4 steals, with a 588 true shooting percentage.
16.4 assists.
16.4 assists.
This gotta be Stockton. It gotta be Stockton.
Dang,
Oh,
Or Oscar Robertson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they gotta be.
Stockton, Oscar Robertson. Yeah, look, it was pre-2000s. So
It's pre-2000. Okay.
pre-2000. Remember,
So it
the
could be
player
60s,
A, the
70s, 80s, or
superstar of the team averaged 28.7, 11.7 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 535 true shooting percentage. Player B, the third player of the help. So I listen to the top 3 helps. 9 points, 9.5 rebounds, 3.1 blocks. So this might narrow it down a little bit. 3.1 blocks, 0.9 with a 555 true shooting percentage. Okay, look at the help on.
You got this.
So
16 assists for the series.
16.4 assists. Yes,
Per game?
so, per game. Yes, in the
Obviously
series.
per game.
It's
Per
gotta
game
be
in the
awesome.
series.
What?
So now player B's help. Hold on, player B's help. 18.9. If you guys could like check, I'm reading the numbers. If y'all could type some of this in the chat, it will help y'all remember it and
Is it
help
a
the
Laker
audience
team?
remember who's watching.
Is it a Laker
18.9 points, 4.4 rebounds,
I don't think it's Oscar Robertson.
Now, can we
3.1.
say a team? Can you tell us if the team is it a Laker team?
Is it a Lakers team? It should be.
Did
It
you already
sounds like
say
it,
if
right?
it's a? Did you say the series already, or did you say
It's a second round matchup. Pre-2000s. Should I?
The Lakers.
Since one of the names, I'll put it this way: since one of the names we already guessed, I can narrow it down to just an 80 series. Because one of the names we already guessed.
Oh,
The
was it
Lakers.
Lakers Jazz 88?
Bingo.
Oh, off the cuff.
Okay, so let's put players with
That was
stats.
a good guess. Was Mark
But
Eaton was one of them?
let's put players with stats. Okay.
It's only because I
So-
literally watched that series like a week ago again.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. So who had the 19 points? Oh, you got Stockton with
Wait, he
588
said
true shooting,
16. He said 16 assists though.
16.4 assists with 4 steals, 588 true shooting percentage, 19.3
crazy.
points.
That is crazy.
That's nuts.
So,
dude.
who averaged 20.3, 5.6, and 1.9 blocks with a 534 true shooting
So
percentage?
Stockton's better than Magic Johnson.
Probably like Thurl, Bailey, and Mark Eaton.
He got it.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding. So who
Clutch.
had the 9 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 3.1 blocks?
Wouldn't that be?
That would have to be
Malone?
Mark Eaton. That would
Yeah,
be
Mark
Mark
Eaton.
Eaton.
Mark,
Yeah, gotta be Mark Eaton.
Kaz is on it, bro. Kaz is
Yeah.
on it. All
Mark
right,
Eaton
so
slept
who's
on.
player? Okay, so now that you know who's player B, who was the leading scorer with 23.1, 4.6, 1.9 assists, 558 true shooting percentage.
Okay, see, that's what you threw me off of that. That has to
Was
be
that James
Karl
Worthy?
Malone. It has to be Karl Malone.
No, we're on player B. We're on the other team, so we already fill out the Jazz.
Wait, you said what? It's 20.
Player B is the leading scorer of the other team, which we now know is the Lakers, and I'm sure y'all know what happened, right? It was a 7-game series. Lakers won.
Kareem?
So then,
So
Great
that-
series.
Worthy.
player B,
was
player
Kareem?
B,
Nah,
23. Okay, so
Kareem was done at that point.
player.
James Worthy?
Is that
James
James
Worthy.
Worthy?
No. Take another guess.
Byron Scott.
Byron Scott.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He's the leading player, but he was the leading scorer. His 558 true shooting percentage was
believe it.
near top on the team.
I believe
Okay,
it.
I didn't get to these numbers, but 12.4 points, 6.9 rebounds, 1.7 assists, blocks. Blocks was 2.1 with a 440 true shooting percentage.
Kareem.
That's Kareem, yeah. And of course, this is 18.9 points, 4.4 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.7, 540 true shooting percentage.
I don't care. I guessed the series already. Fuck you guys.
Was that Worthy?
I mean, it's more points to you guys the
He
series.
said-
That's probably like the meat of it. But these are like more points to get with these players. That's where the CW got it.
Is it Michael Cooper?
Of course, this is the giveaway: 18.7 points, 4.6 rebounds, 10.3 assists, 1.1 steal,
That's gotta be
571
Magic.
true shooting. There you go. There you go.
That's
There you go.
Magic.
Oh, guys, really fast. Another series I want to introduce because right now we have the debate series we have to choose from, right? Like CW and I were the first annual biggest meltdown ones. We'll do another one probably next week. That we have obviously the greatest head to head. And I was thinking of introducing who had the greatest individual playoff performances or series.
Mhm.
And so like that might be fun to just debate, like just another way to do that. And just deviate kind of in between there, right? So
Would it be finals or just any round of the?
any playoff series whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
and then that'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is see that now we did it a little bit better. I just wanted to throw this one. I'll be looking like before Tuesday, so I'll be looking more serious. But I love this exercise because when you take the names away and you just read out the stat lines, and then you see things like this, right? You see the 4 steals a game in a playoff series, in a 7-game playoff series. You got 28 steals for the series. Stockton. When people talk shit about Stockton, bro, and mind you, this is them battling with the Lakers in '88, and then a whole decade later, they be battling with Jordan. So the same, Stockton and Malone were there with a different core, but the longevity of their peak was something else with Stockton and Malone. So right there, this shines a light on Stockton and Malone, and of course, it's one of these classic series where Magic survived despite being a third option.
Man, Stockton needs more love.
Does he more love?
Yeah, he needs more love. Seeing those numbers, that's insane.
Yeah,
So
beastly, just
straight
straight up
efficiency.
efficiency. But yeah, I like to do these things because it's like when you take the name away and you just talk when you just talk like Thurl Bailey getting 20 points a game, he was the sixth man. He was second leading scorer. He came with the bench. He was pretty much Malone's backup, but he could play. He could at 6'11", he could play both forward positions. So again, that goes to a 6'11", 20-point scorer off the bench. He can play both forward positions. Remember, they're not athletic. They're not, they're smaller. I mean, come on, man. So I like to do these things, and I'll just go randomly around looking at some interesting series and how to, first I want to try to guess who won the series without the names, but sometimes again, that 16.4 was so like, who else was going to get 16.4? I mean, Tim Hardaway could have did it, right? Kevin Johnson could have did it, something like that. But yeah, giving it to a guy that gets 28, 29, and 12. Again, what's help? When we talk about help, and look, Kareem is slowed down. But I guarantee you, they needed every bit of what Kareem gave you in that series to pass the Jazz. Again, for those that think that the Jazz were not this is 88. Come 98, they're in back-to-back finals. Same two guys, a different type of core, but the same, Jeff Malone would get on that team for a while. So when people say help, man, guys, look at the production and take away the names. It'll open your eyes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you're preaching to the choir, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Kaz look like he's studying something intently, man. What you cooking up over there, bro?
Man, I'm over here. I'm watching some game footage.
Well, watch also, guys. Like I said this in the beginning. Go watch these guys' content they pump out. Like I mentioned, for example, King Seats Row has a bunch on his channel. Obviously, it's his self-titled channel, and Nintendo down with Glet. Also, GoCast Hoops, they collab. There's a lot of great content coming out there, especially the last couple of weeks. It's in a narrative format, which I love personally. And also, I noticed that he kind of segments his videos a little bit, CW, which is I think fantastic. I really gotta up my video making game.
It's a lot of work, but
it's a lot of work, man.
Yeah,
but
I know. I gotta get on it too, man.
Smooth.
I do the rant sports and fitness rant style, but I want to get some video in my at least a background, at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna work with Dart heavily, hopefully this week, to try and we're gonna up our production value and everything, so we can kind of expand on this. But to answer your question, Dakota Brock, yes, we definitely want to. If you guys want it, just let us know. Get in our Discord, chat with us up, tell us what you want. I'm happy to discuss it.
Somebody want to do a Barry versus Emmett debate?
Yeah, we will debate anything you want as long as it's not super obscure. We can debate NFL. We can debate whatever you want. Come up here and issue the challenge for us. Call one of us out by name. That's what we're going for, man. We want.
Yeah, I'm not debating. I'm not judging a Chester McLaughlin versus Anthony Munoz debate. I mean, come on,
best kickers. Yeah, come on. We want the healthy debates. Bring it up, man. Whatever you guys want to do. With that being said, we're gonna get out of here because there's healthy football on. I'm actually winning my league right now, so we'll see.
All right.
And we'll get our final takes from each of these gentlemen. You guys heard the debate. Fantastic debate. And again, we're going to chalk this one up. CW or Casual gets the win there, but could have gone either way. And what are your final thoughts? We'll start with you, CW.
Once again, appreciate you guys bringing me on. I had fun. I really didn't get to see Kareem like that. I was born in '80, so he was out by the time I was really watching basketball. So it's fun just going back and looking at some of these numbers and some of the things they did. So I enjoy doing this stuff. Once again, if you want to check out the channel, GoatCast Hoops, and also GoatCast Podcast, where me and a panel come on every week. Roll, Casual, Travis, all y'all usually come on sometimes. So everybody's there too. So we just talk basketball. We have fun with it. No narratives, we don't try to focus on certain players. We try to focus on the entire game. And man, I'm glad we kind of have the space to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can't accuse jumping on that, man. You can't accuse our network of only relying on the same three topics. Once so and so retires, we'll We'll continue pumping out the content, man, because again, this game is a great game. It's a grand game. I mean, it's 70. It's damn near. Actually, we're going to go into the 80th year almost, I believe. It should be the 80th year of NBA basketball. So there's always a lot to talk about. There's always a lot to do. A lot of perspectives. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing I like to get on it. The things that I've been interested in since I started loving this game, I want to talk about. I want to talk about, again, I want to get in with the Knicks, that Malcolm Brogdon son, and Cass, you might know a little bit about him. He started with you. That's pretty clutch because we needed one more guard. We might be able to play him, start him some games, So I'm gonna get on my Knicks and all of that.
He's gotta stay healthy.
But Reggie Reg, you see, you said I don't talk Knicks enough on my channel. And season's about to open. I'm gonna talk Knicks. We gonna
plug your channel, Ro.
Oh yeah, 10 Toes Down podcast. So I'm with CW and the GoCast Network, and I host 10 Toes podcast, 10 Toes Down on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So just giving y'all a little preview of what's to come.
Absolutely, guys, and you heard it there. And Casual, take us away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have a lot of shit going on as soon as the season starts. We got Casual Reacts, obviously. You can check me out on YouTube, where I'm reacting to a plethora of things, whether it be Player's Choice, Legend of Winning and his crazy ass takes, Kwame Brown, and some of his statements. You can catch me going live on there routinely as soon as the season starts. You can also find me on Hoop Conductor, where I'm coming up with in-depth analysis based on, the trivial questions about, what it means to be a casual NBA fan, the Luka AD trade in hindsight, Cleveland Cavaliers this season, so on and so forth. You can also catch me along with these wonderful gentlemen that's on the panel with me on Playback, where we will be reacting to a lot of games. We'll be watching a lot of footage, and we'll also be watching the games that are going on during this season live. So if you want to check that out, please make sure to go to playback.tv/casual, and please come with the good vibes. Come with the good vibes.
Casual, send me that link in our Discord chat. I downloaded WhatsApp finally, and I want to get on that. So yeah, send me all that stuff I need. But yes, guys, to take it away. Again, another fantastic Sunday with another great debate. We're gonna chalk up. They're piling up. Feel free to go review our debates, listen to them, and learn something, right? Because by this time, we've all debated multiple times. You see our different styles. And that's what we kind of want to build here. It's like a culture and like a hierarchy of people with different styles, how they debate, so you can get, whoever your favorite superhero is going to be, right? You can
nice more here,
whatever, too. Right? Exactly. Yeah, we're getting our own bios, all this stuff. It's going to be fun.
Big night for Casual. We got to get y'all to.
Yeah,
and he agrees with me. C-Dub, you gotta stop.
I know. We gotta find something he doesn't agree with you on.
But regardless, like that, guys, stay tuned for. Obviously, I'm gonna have my show Equilibrium. I'm gonna do this on Thursdays, and it's gonna be solidified at 7 Eastern. Okay, because I think it's going to be in between. I think that's whatever. I think that's a fair time, but doesn't work for everybody. But it's going to be one or the other there. But obviously, next Sunday we're going to do a double header debate with the same guys you see here. It'll be fun, and then that way, you can catch some more of us. And we encourage you. The biggest thing is you heard them plug their channels, interact with us, interact with them, get in our Discord. Tell us what you want, and come up here and step up to the plate, and we'll see how you do. But again, thank you to these gentlemen, and everyone have a great Sunday, and we'll see you guys later.
All right, appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.